Well, Matt's got the big blind this time, and Todd Brunson's going to be under the gun. Last hand, when Matt was under the gun, he had 2 queens. And look at this. Todd Brunson under the gun has 2 jacks.
But there's no limping here. Todd's making a normal raise, actually a little bit of an over raise, 4 times the big blind.
Everyone getting out of his way. Bob Bright lays his hand down. Tony, with pocket 5s, looks like he's going to make a call.
Pretty standard, trying to hit a 5 to take out the overpair.
And we're going to have heads-up action between Tony and Todd.
This is really just a question of whether a 5 comes.
I got river twice.
And look at this, Barry.
Made to order, there it is, right in the middle.
Not only that, it's a horrible flop for Todd, Barry, because there's no overcards.
Yeah, there are 2 bad things here for Todd. No overcards and a flush draw. So Todd's going to be forced to keep betting because he doesn't want to give cheap cards to Tony, who may be drawn for a diamond flush. Tony's just got a slow play here, and he's going to get maximum action from Todd.
And Tony does slow play. He just calls. 3 of clubs on the turn.
Again, Todd could have been saved by an ace, thinking that Tony might have the ace-high flush draw. But you can't help it. If you're in Todd's shoes, you're going to fire. You're going to say, no cheap cards here.
No question about it. Todd is making it 3,600. Bet 1,500 on the flop. He's now making it 3,600. Just like you said, Barry, he doesn't want to give Tony a cheap card if he is on a draw.
He's not doing anything wrong here. It's just an unfortunate flop for him.
Now let's see if Tony fires in a raise.
And he could raise here because he's also thinking, I don't want to give any cheap cards. Their straight draws up, their flush draws up. But he's in position behind Todd, and that's key. If he had to bet first on the river, he might be afraid to go check, check. But now he can wait for Todd to bet again, and then he can put in his raise.
And with the 6 of clubs on the river, Todd has to really think he's got the best hand with the 2 jacks. Tony's actually played this hand to perfection to get the maximum amount of money from Todd.
Yeah, 7-9 did make a straight though. But would Tony have called the big raise before the flop was 7-9? Probably not. And Todd's being very deliberate here, and he thinks he's got the best hand.
And he bets almost 9,000. Now remember, just the hand before, the action went just like this when he made a big bet on the river, and Matt put in a big raise and Todd laid it down. This time Todd has the overpair, and let's see how much Tony raises it.
Plus 12,000.
Now Tony is only raising at 12,000 more, putting in a total of 20,875. Todd has got to be nauseous right now.
The problem here is it's not a big raise.
What would you do?
Which means that Tony probably has something good, because he didn't raise enough to make it look like a bluff. But on the other hand, it's cheap enough that Todd's thinking, I'm priced in. And I'm sure he doesn't know Tony that well. And so he's thinking, well, maybe this guy's just making a bad bluff.
And it's always worse, Barry, when it happens back-to-back hands, too, when the river comes and you get check raised twice in a row back-to-back.
Right, and you're thinking, well, I just can't let these people push me around. I've got to start looking them up.
Right.
For you, 11-3.
Flop is set.
11-3 into a pot that's already 40,000. You certainly can be sympathetic with Todd with an overpair here calling, just thinking, I'm getting 4-to-1 odds on my call.
And Todd does make the call. And Tony's going to show him a set of 5s, and Todd can't believe it.
Well, no, I think he can believe it. He just was wondering which card got him, and now he finds out it happened really early.